And this is a quick one, and it's a fun one. Replicant. They just had walked off stage at Metro. They played the Cold Waves Festival there that happened in September. And they jumped in my Mazda 3 for some poutine, some conversation about Replicant history. And this episode is lovingly brought to you by the good people at Boost Mobile. BoostMobile.com is where you should go to begin your mobile phone odyssey.
It's Car Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Car Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
A Replicant is in my car.
Absolutely, we sure are.
It is Car Con Carne. You guys just finished. You just played on stage at Metro, part of Cold Waves. How'd it go?
It was great. It was amazing to play in front of the Cold Waves community. Is so tight knit, and
it's been that way for years.
Forever. Mm-hmm. So it was great to kind of. We've been playing a couple shows where we've kind of been breaking into the scene a little bit, and it was amazing, kind of a pinnacle moment to kind of be able to play in front of the entire crowd. It was amazing, and kick off the whole festival. It was awesome.
All right, so Garrett is over here. Garrett is the vocalist.
Yep.
In the backseat, we have Jordan and Justin. They're siblings. And it's a good thing the siblings are next to one another because you're going to need to share the food tonight.
We're okay with that.
I didn't get enough food. I wasn't sure how many of you I'd be getting. I got the full Replicant going on right now. So we got poutine. There's a food truck at Cold Waves.
Oh, yes, there is.
Donermen?
Yeah.
And the food looked amazing.
We have not partaken yet, so this is great.
All right, Garrett, hold it. This is heavy.
Okay. Oh, Jesus. You are not kidding.
All right, so I just got poutine for everybody.
There we go.
Oh, but no, we only have... Oh, wait.
I can use my hands.
No, not with poutine you can't.
Gravy hands?
3 forks.
We can share a fork.
Yeah, they're siblings.
Okay,
they can share a fork.
They've been through a lot together.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, so here's your single fork, guys.
There we go.
Don't drop it on the floor.
All right, so let's pass the poutine back. It's still warm.
Oh, my gosh.
I love poutine. Poutine is just French fries, cheese curds, and gravy.
3 of my favorite things combined.
For real, dude. Okay.
Oh, my God.
Oh, this
Jesus
is...
Christ.
I'm already disgusted with myself. I'm already offended by what we're about to do.
I hope I don't miss the rest of this set because I just go into a food coma after this.
Seriously. Yeah, Stepping Westward's going on at like 5 a.m. or something, right?
It's going to be a late one.
That's when the fun starts.
They're not coming up anytime soon. All right. Gotta spit my gum out. We're going to eat poutine in my car, on camera, and on microphone. This is... Oh, there's cheese in here, too. It's not just gravy.
Nope.
Oh, crap. There we go. Oh, thank you.
Ready?
Hold it
Here we go. A little cheers.
A little cheers.
There we go.
Cheers. Cheers.
There we go.
I don't know if I can get my...
You're okay. You're okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a fan.
Oh, this is such dense food.
I'm going to get some close to the mic action here.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys are all thin. You could eat, like, a bunch of poutine.
Yeah.
Is that just good, clean living or a lot of performing on stage?
It's a good... I don't know about clean living, but, I guess... I don't know. I'm not sure what it is.
There is so much cheese here. Like, if someone lactose intolerant were to walk by my car, he would double over in sympathetic pain.
Could be done.
Just being in the proximity of this much cheese.
Like secondhand cheese.
Secondhand cheese.
Exactly.
Sounds like a hashtag.
All right, let's talk about Replicant.
Yeah.
You've been around for a few years. Tell me the genesis.
Yeah, so we've been a band for about 5 years. Started here in Chicago. That's kind of when we're all from like the Metro Detroit area, but one by one we kind of moved out here. And by the time we were all out here, we decided we needed to play in a band together. We've all been playing in bands for quite a while.
What's interesting, you describe your music as dystopian.
Yes.
Coming from Detroit, it seems only fitting.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. It was definitely the city is definitely an influence. So yeah, we played. We started playing some gigs, setting up some gigs with. We'd kind of have to figure out a way to break into the scene, so we were kind of just finding bands that like-minded bands on Bandcamp.
Hang on. Cheerwine. And you got lemonade.
I got Lemmy's lemonade.
Dude.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. All right, so go ahead.
Yeah, so we set up some shows. We put out a full length. That got us a little bit more attention. Got us a little bit able to open for some bands that were touring through Chicago. We've opened for the Soft Moon, Youth Code, Lust for Youth, Carpenter Brute. now we're playing Cold Waves, and it's pretty cool. We've been working on some new material we're going to be releasing hopefully in the next month or so.
Excellent.
So yeah, everything kind of culminated at the same time. It was pretty perfect actually.
So the message of Cold Waves is suicide prevention, and it came from a dark place. As a band singing or creating dystopian sounds, does depression ever hit you guys? Do things ever get dark? I mean,
Sure. Yeah, I think we all go through hard times. Yeah, I mean, I think the band is something that we all have to look forward to and help get us through those times. I mean, we're all only human. We all have our demons, you know.
And I think, going off of what Garrett just said, Justin and I, obviously brothers, right? We've kind of played music our whole lives, right? So music has been with us through, ups and downs of, not just, family, but, getting us through, giving us something to look forward to every single week and giving us it's always been an outlet for us, as far as not only our expression, but then also to, work through some of those, like you mentioned, kind of like darker areas that, you need to take a step back sometimes and, kind of pour it out a little bit, and what comes out for us oftentimes is our music. So,
and let's talk a little bit more about the Chicago scene and breaking into it. It can seem to outsiders as impenetrable, but I think in this particular niche, this world, this universe, the dark wave stuff, the industrial stuff, I mean, it is more open community.
For sure, yeah. It seems like a pretty open community. And there's so many different little subsets, there's like the DIY scene where there's, a ton of awesome stuff going on in Chicago of people playing in lofts and basements, and it's awesome to kind of be able to play one show there in a dirty basement one day and then go play the Empty Bottle the next. There's a lot of really good opportunity for bands in this genre right now, especially. I feel like there's kind of a resurgence of that type of music, so it's pretty great.
So when you guys were coming up, or when you were starting to make music, I mean, especially for the brothers in the back seat, I mean, were you listening to Wax Trax stuff?
Absolutely, yeah. Wax Trax has been, a super big part of my youth, even like prior to even playing this type of music. I actually come from more of like a hardcore background, but I mean, bands like Ministry, Front 242, they've always found their way into my music, regardless of what kind of music I was putting out at that time. I mean, 9 Inch Nails I've been a fan of since I was like 9.
Right.
And actually, I saw them last week at Riot Fest, and I waited. I was one of those people that showed up to Riot Fest about 1 o'clock.
Yep.
Held my ground in the front row and just stood there for a really long time. Yeah.
How about you guys in the back? Wax Trax stuff.
I mean, for me, it's interesting. I didn't grow up necessarily like really clued in on this sound, and I think that going back to where we were talking about before, like what I love about this is we sort of, at least for me, I sort of discovered this sound, and it was the right time, I think, to find it, because we're just going. My brother and I, our father passed away a couple years ago, and a lot of like the birth and genesis of Replicant really came together, kind of through and around that. And so for me, it's almost like being, I get to kind of experience now sort of what Garrett experienced earlier in his musical development. Like, some of those sounds and those themes, kind of spoke to us more, and we had a chance to become fans of it, at an important time in our life.
See, I'm a couple years older than you guys, and by a couple, I mean a lot. Don't laugh. How dare you? But I mean, I remember going to the Wax Trax store, which was 10 minutes away from here on Lincoln Avenue, and the guys on the label were working the counter.
Right.
Like Jim and Danny would put them up when they were on tour or in town, and they'd work the store during the day. So you can walk in there, there's Groovy Man from Thrill Kill Cult, or there's Sasha from KMFDM working the counter. I mean, it seems crazy to even talk about.
Totally.
But what a moment.
So cool, yeah. I wish we were around in Chicago for that, but yeah.
And for us, like we mentioned earlier, like none of us are from Chicago, right? So when we all kind of ended up here through different avenues, we were we spent a lot of time kind of in our little studio working and recording and kind of developing our sound. And I think what for the three of us, what really guided us there was Chicago in many ways. It was coming from something from our background, coming here, and then kind of we started going out a little bit more. We started meeting people, and then we started playing, and the community, like you mentioned earlier, the community has been in Chicago has been so kind of open and accepting of us, and have we've made some really good friends through playing. And the different nights we've gone to and the different venues we've been to, and it really has kind of started for us in many ways. We feel very humbled that we've kind of started to come full circle, where we kind of feel like we're starting to become part of that scene. We're working, but we're excited to continue to kind of meet people and embrace what Chicago has to offer.
Here's why I love Facebook Live. Brian St. Clair, Facebook friend of mine, just chimed in. Brian was in Rights of the Accused and Triple Fast Action, Local H. He just wrote, Wax Trax was a huge part of our lives in Chicago, no doubt.
Yeah,
absolutely. It was just that moment.
Totally.
All right, so for the podcast, it'll be too late, but for those watching on Facebook Live, tonight is not the end of Replicant Live over the next couple of weeks.
No, it's not.
All right, so website, Facebook, etc.
Yep.
Bandcamp.
Replicantmusic.bandcamp.com. Facebook.com/ReplicantMusic. Our Instagram is @ReplicantMusic. Our Twitter is @ReplicantMusic. Our YouTube is @Replicant Chicago. So you got to remember that
Well
one.
played.
That's the oddball.
That's not annoying at all.
Yeah, right.
Trying to be consistent, have that brand across all
Of course,
social
there's
media.
some other fucking band with that. But it's okay.
All right, Replicant, you're awesome.
Thank you
Thanks
so
so
much,
much.
man.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to wrap up the podcast. We're going to turn off Facebook Live, and when no one's listening and no one's watching, we're going to eat the shit out of this pizza.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's
I'm
right.
gonna dive
So
in.
thanks for watching Facebook Live. Go support this band. They're local and they're awesome.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.